So how do you create a brand that truly represents who you are and the products you sell, as well as building a business that you can scale online? That is what this podcast will help you do. My name is Henry Kaminski Jr., and welcome to the Brand Doctor Podcast.
Let me just make this statement loud and clear. Jersey's here, Jersey's here. 1, 2, 3, go!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Brand Doctor Podcast episode. Today's topic is going to be a goal-setting technique I got from Jim Rohn way back in the day that still crushes it to this day. Okay, so I'm sure if you're an entrepreneur, you have in one time in your life and your professional career have purchased one of those journals, those goal-setting journals, or those goal-setting books from the big gurus to try to help you promote yourself and get you motivated to achieve whatever it is that you want in your life. And I don't know about you guys, but they've always fell short for me. I've never really got a tremendous amount of value out of those goal setting journals and that. And so I just keep coming back to this technique that Jim Rohn taught in one of his old books that I grabbed the audio from a couple years ago. And I've been applying this ever since. And it has just been an amazing transformation in how I'm able to get things done and getting the business that I want, the life that I want, the family that I want, the experiences that I want in my life. And I want to share them with you because, again, I want to take a second and break from all the branding content that I've been putting out there and social media strategy and all of that stuff. And I want to take it back and I want to get a little personal development-y here if we can. It's a Monday. I'm fired up for the week. I want to make it the best week I possibly can. And I want to get you guys motivated this week to just make the best of it, and get as much out of it as you possibly can. So let's dive into this strategy that Jim Rohn shared with me and blessed me with so that you can start crushing it like I've been crushing it over the past couple of weeks. I should say past couple of years. So he says the first thing that you want to do before you start planning any goals, right, is to think of the 5 things that you are so proud of that you've accomplished in your life. And you know what you probably want to do is you probably want to get a Google Doc out or grab the notes in your phone and start writing this down. So what are the 5 things you've accomplished in your life that you are super proud of? Let's start there, okay? And then he said, you want to take probably about 10, 15 minutes and write down all the things that you want over the next decade and start writing those down. So they could be big things, small things, experiences, places you want to visit. If you want to start a family, habits that you want to get rid of, habits that you want to create, the people that you want to be, that you want in your life, the people that you want out of your life. What do you want to invest in? Do you want a new car? Do you want a new house? Do you want to create new skills and learn something new? Do you want a new hobby? Like, take the top 50 things that come to your mind and write those things down. Right? Then the next thing that you do is next to each item, you want to give them a number, whether it's a 1, a 3, a 5, or a 10. And that represents the year that it's going to take for you to accomplish that goal. So take that list of 50 and write a 1, 3, 5, or 10 next to every one of those line items. Right? And then what you want to do is you want to count how many 1s you got, how many 3s you got, how many 5s you got, how many 10s you got, right? And then when you accomplish some of these goals, obviously you want to replace them, right? And if you have any big wins along the way, you want to celebrate those. That's one thing in my entrepreneurial career I didn't begin to do until later on, probably year 9 or 10, where I literally started to take a second after onboarding a new client or finishing a big job and celebrating that experience. I never really done that. It was always, next, on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. And it was a rough hamster wheel to be on. Like it felt like, nothing was ever good enough. It felt like nothing was ever, I didn't feel that fulfillment. So now when I bring on a big client, or I bring on I finish a job strong, I take my family out to dinner, or I buy something for the business, or maybe I'll buy something that I've always wanted, or something like that as a token and a celebratory moment of that accomplishment. So, and if you have family goals, he says to celebrate those goals with the family. Don't just celebrate it on your own, which I think is a phenomenal idea. So don't forget to celebrate your wins, because that gets you motivated to move forward and to continue, right? And that's one thing that one of the things my uncle told me, really successful construction company owner. I asked him, what's the keys to success? Uncle Joe, let me know. And he said, one of the things that I've done in my entire career is I set a goal and I accomplish it. And as soon as I finish it, I set another one, and I set the bar a little higher next time. And, he goes, Henry, I've been in business for 40 something years. And eventually you get to that level, so don't forget to replace or replenish the goals after you achieve them. Right. So one of the things that we want to do is look at your 1-year goals, right? And highlight the 4 most important at this moment of your life. And you want to highlight those. Okay. And then he talked about how when your why gets stronger, the how gets easier. Right. That was a huge wake-up call for me, because I realized, especially when my son came into my life, I said, wow, we got an extra soul here to support. And I didn't really worry too much about the how am I going to accomplish this? How am I going to get this done? How am I going to make that happen? And I just went, doesn't matter, does it? It needs to get done either way. For my wife, for my son, for my family. I want to make my father proud. I want to make my family proud. Like, didn't matter. The how didn't matter anymore. And so when your why gets stronger, the how gets easier, because it just starts to happen. Right? Then Jim Rohn also talked about how you want to question your wants. So there's so many people out there. I want $1 million home. I want to buy this. I want to buy that. I want this in my life. And he says, okay, well, if you want $1 million house, why do you want it? Is it for prestige? Is it for vanity? Is it for ego? Or is it because you want to start a bigger family and you need the room and you want your home to be the epicenter of having your family around and all of those things? Like, you want to create memories underneath that roof. Like, ask yourself, why do you want certain things? Okay. Because he said, your purpose is stronger than object. He says your purpose is stronger than object. So some goals that you set out to create and go after, he said some of them should be under personal development. And it's not what you get, it's what you become. It's not what you get, it's what you become. So you got to ask yourself, what kind of person do I need to become to achieve all that I want in my life? Do I need to become wiser, stronger, healthier? Do I need a coach? Do I need a mentor? Do I need to level up a skill set? What person do I need to become to achieve all that I want? And then he says, ask yourself, with whom do you want to do this with? Jot that down. And who do you do this for? Why do you want to do this? And who do you want to do this for? And whom do you want to do it with? I thought that was the easiest goal setting technique to execute that I have ever experienced. And I was like, man, I need to do these at the end of every year to get ready for the year ahead. And I have to consistently look at these goals that I put out there. So I have this Google sheet that I have that I answer all these questions. I have like a little format, a little framework that I plug in every year. And I've been doing it ever since. And man, it's crazy how things just come to fruition, how things actually happen when you focus on it, when you block everything else out and you just go in. And you're not worrying so much about the how, but you're focusing in on the why. Why is this so important? Who am I doing this for? It's powerful stuff. And he gets rid of the microphone. Powerful stuff. So I just wanted to share that with you because it's easily forgotten. It's so easy to start something without properly planning to actually map this thing out. I was telling one of my Brand Accelerator clients that just signed up today. I said, we can't build the house until we have the blueprint. So we have some strategy to do. We got to build out that blueprint to make sure that we're building the right house. So it's quick to jump. It's quick to move. It's quick to just, no, dude. Map out your goals. Take the time. You deserve it. Take the time to use this framework and map this out. Because you'll start to see how easy it gets when you have that all planned out ahead of time. I can't emphasize that any stronger. So I want you to replay this episode, and I want you to create this framework for yourself, and I want you to start planning goals, because we're coming up on Q4, we're coming up on 2021, and it is going to be here before you know it. So what does your 2021 look like? For your business, for your family, for your personal life, for your professional life, what does it look like? I can tell you this framework right here is like bulletproof. So I just wanted to share that with you. Just take a second, and I wanted to dedicate an episode to goal setting and how Jim Rohn has been a huge part of my life since I learned about him. You know, a couple years ago, I wasn't. Not necessarily. I haven't really dove into him as deep as some other folks have. But man, some of that stuff has been so valuable and has helped me get to these levels of my life and in my business. And I just wanted to share them with you. So I hope you take action on them. I hope you start to do this. And I hope you start to design the life that you truly want to create for yourself. So I'm telling you right now, it goes by so fast. And I don't want to see you 80, 90 years old. You hear me say this all the time, but I just keep pumping away. Regret. So have an amazing day, guys. And I'll catch you on the next episode.